Barkha, the track record of the Prime Minister and the silence he has maintained on Manipur for over 78 days, but that was the first time he spoke about Manipur. So the track record is not very, it would not be very surprising if he chose not to address Manipur at all today. If he had not gone ahead with what he spoke about, and that would not be surprising. So yes, the opposition waited, and we waited for 1 hour 45 minutes, but the Prime Minister did not find it important enough to bring in Manipur in those 1 hour 45 minutes. And if you notice in the bite you were playing, even when the opposition was walking out, he continued. He continued to just pass smart comments about the opposition. कूड़ा फेंकते हैं, भाग जाते हैं. Even then, while the opposition got up and started walking out, even in that minute or 2 minutes, he did not start with Manipur. He waited. He waited for the opposition to walk out and then speak about Manipur. And secondly, Barkha, even when you listen to what he said about Manipur, he has not addressed the questions that were raised by the opposition. Why is the chief minister not fired yet? Who will take? Where is the accountability for this? And today he says, "Pura desh aapke saath hai." We just wish that he had said this earlier. He's not gone to Manipur even once. These were the questions asked. What has he done? Even about the video that was circulated, which actually forced him to speak outside the parliament. What has been the progress in those cases? So he did not
Yeah.
answer the questions raised by the opposition. It's like a political speech.
So let me just read out a comment for all of you by Gaurav Gogoi. He is the Congress member of Parliament who actually moved this no confidence motion. And Yashwant, to your point that the opposition missed an opportunity, Mr. Gogoi says that after struggling for so many days and after so many difficulties, finally today the country is seeing Mr. Modi speak, but he didn't answer three questions. Why is he adamant about not visiting Manipur? And why has the Chief Minister of Manipur not been expelled is among our main questions. Before I take this to PKT Nambiar, do you believe that Mr. Modi somewhere left the specifics to Amit Shah and decided to make a more emotive sort of intervention, a short intervention, not a Manipur specific intervention, and therefore the opposition would still get to say our questions remain unanswered? Yashwant, quickly, and then PKT Nambiar with the same question. Can we unmute Yashwant, please? Hang on, Yashwant. We need to unmute you.
Yeah, well, Barkha, he left his team members to do what they were supposed to do. He left his home minister to tell the country what he was supposed to say. So, like, he came in the final over to do what he was supposed to do. So, basically, if the opposition would have stayed on the house, if suppose, even understanding what Congress spokesperson is saying, that he might not have said anything on Manipur, that would have, even if suppose unfortunately that would have happened, then the opposition would have got even bigger point to say that, see, you did not say anything. So walking out, first of all, didn't matter, number one. Number two, yes, his teammates did the job that they were supposed to do. So I think Amit Shah spoke more than what was expected on that line on Manipur. What any journalist or any editor or any politician would have expected him to say. So I think they went with a very precise plan on what to do. And Prime Minister, yes, I could sense that Prime Minister actually waited. कि जा रहे हैं, जाने दो, अच्छी बात है, जाओ, अब मैं बोलता हूँ जो मुझे बोलना है.
Yeah.
So I mean, it actually helped them.
But PKT Nambiar, having spent a week on the ground in Manipur, I want to share one feedback. Whether I was talking to people from the Meitei community or the Kuki community, the two communities that are clashing, one of the things they said repeatedly is we want to hear from the Prime Minister. Yes, they spoke about the Home Minister's visit and so on, but they wanted the Prime Minister to take the initiative to restore peace. And they wanted to know why the Prime Minister doesn't come and meet them. They said, come to meet us, come to our relief camps. We want to hear from you. And many people will think it's counterintuitive that the Prime Minister didn't speak up until this point. How do you see it? PKD, can we unmute PKD, please? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I agree with you that the people who are going through that in such a crisis moment, they would expect maybe the tallest leader of the country should go and meet them and speak to them and etc. But then there are a lot of logistical issues in that. With whomsoever I have spoken, then they said if the Prime Minister is visiting the Manipur means the whole security, all the arrangements will be focusing on him, and there may be even issues might go up rather than coming down at that particular moment. Because as of now, what we know is that there are there may be not only just internal but also maybe a cross-border support to this particular crisis which has going through, or even still going on. So I believe that Prime Minister of the country should speak on anything and everything, and he is the only one who will be charged, rather than the Home Minister, who is supposed to be the custodian in a way, or the one who is supposed to be answerable to the country effectively, and he would be knowing it more detailed way than the Prime Minister. But I think it's very unfortunate that we wanted only it is not just an answer from Modi. And anybody whomsoever has got a common sense do understand this is pure politics. The opposition wanted to bring Modi to a place where he is being questioned, he is being charged. But today's
Yeah.
speech, on the other way around, it is more of like a good opportunity, as Yashwantji said, that it is the beginning of the poll plan for him. He explained in this 2 hours
I mean,
of
he
his
actually
speech.
he actually said he actually made repeated references to the fact of 2024. He even spoke about 2028. So he basically made the point that he sees the government there for 2 more terms. Piketty, quickly complete your point. I'm going to go to Nirja and Gladdy. Piketty, yeah.
See, this is precisely he said even in the 2008 when the no confidence motion was there. He said, "I will see you guys all in 2013." Today he said 2018, "I welcome you in my third term. You should be coming again, but little better prepared." And I think today one thing is very clear. In the last 2 days, if you have seen it, that opposition was not really prepared. Maybe they did not have that kind of a good orators to take on to this kind of a large majority of the treasury benches. So I think maybe a Mawa Maitra, or one or two people who may have gone all out, but then I would say that even Rahul Gandhi's speech was a big miss, and rather than what he said, he was people were talking
Let,
about what his gestures
let
and
me take
etc.
that to the others. Yeah, let me take that to the others. Now we live in such a politically polarized time that the same set of events are seen very differently depending on which side of the divide you're on. For example, Manoj Jha of the RJD says, "We thought the Prime Minister would speak on Manipur, but instead we saw comments, jokes, and WhatsApp talks. This was not expected." So it really depends on which side of the divide you are on today. Nirja, you're a dispassionate observer of politics. If you look at the politics, because I know Gladdy will speak about her sentiments today, the resident as a Manipuri, but I want Nirja to talk about the politics. Do you agree with Yashwant that the opposition missed a chance? Or do you think the opposition could argue that we put up a united front, and if it weren't for us, the Prime Minister would not have said even what he said on the floor of the House? Nirja.
Look, the overwhelming feeling that I'm left with at the end of the debate, that it was a very unequal battle today. And the opposition had such a strong issue in their hands. 3 months, the Prime Minister doesn't go there, doesn't say a word. The Prime Minister didn't even attend the no confidence motion. He came towards the end. And Manipur is out there somewhere on the peripheries of India as far as heartland India is concerned. But this issue of the sexual assault on women going viral has agitated people all over the country. And what has the government been doing? In specific terms, of course, Amit Shah went into it in great detail yesterday, but the Congress and the opposition really had not done their work. And I think there the Prime Minister had something when he said the lack of preparation. The other thing is that the Congress does not have those tall leaders who are good orators in the Lok Sabha. That also came through. I mean, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary's handling of the whole situation. I mean, we keep lamenting about leadership today and go back to the past and the cut and thrust of parliamentary debate, particularly during no confidence motions. You will recall, we all recall that. Of course, I would also add, Barkha, here, the nature of parliamentary debate has changed. And we saw that today. It was more like election speeches that we saw.
Yeah,
The Prime Minister
I mean,
best
sloganeering,
campaigning opposition.
sloganeering on the
But
floor of the
what Parliament
House.
is really meant for.